Good day, ma'am. So the research proposal is the evaluation of recycled plastic mix as an additional aggregate to hollow blocks conducted at Linay, Manukan, Zamboanga del Norte, year 2022 and 2023. Introduction. So the background of the study is hollow blocks are often used to build large structures like houses, buildings, bridges, fences, etc. The reduced volume of concrete used to make each block adds up to a significant savings in cost for the materials. Their lighter weight also makes them easier to lift. The hollow cores also give adequate room to place reinforcing materials like steel bars, if the design calls for reinforcing. Sometimes water pipes or electrical conduits are run through them. Philippines today's biggest problem is the rampant spread of pollution. It may be on the air, water, or land. Improper segregation of waste like plastics is one cause of pollution here on this place. In Mindanao, particularly in Linay, Manukan, Zamboanga del Norte, plastics are to be seen everywhere. Due to this problem, the researcher found a solution of creating hollow blocks mixed with recycled melted plastic to reduce the amount of plastics around the municipality of Manukan and eventually to the whole world. This study evaluates the effectiveness of recycled melted plastic mix as an additional aggregate to the concrete block. Significance of the study. Specifically, the conducted study will benefit the following. First, the constructors. The constructors will have a new and improved hollow block that is durable and is very resistant to high impact damage, which can be used in any building, in any kind of infrastructure, especially those that are located in areas that are prone to calamities. Second, people in the community. The people in the community will be able to profit by recycling plastics that they own by selling the plastic itself or make the power block by themselves, and it will make their community clean and free from any sorts of illnesses. Lastly, the government. The government will be able to make policies or fund projects like building factories in order to produce the said product in huge scales, which will then lead to these funded businesses to be profitable, therefore increasing the wealth of the country. Statement of the problem. This study evaluates the effectiveness of recycled melted plastic mix as additional aggregate concrete block conducted at Linay, Manukan, Zamboanga del Norte, year 2022 and 2023. Research aims and questions. Specifically, this study seeks to answer the following questions. 1. Does the recycled plastic mix be an effective additional aggregated hollow blocks? Second, will it endure for a long period of time? Third, what other phenomenon will it withstand? Will it last through natural and man-made calamities? And fourth, will the finished product be viable in the market? Related studies and literature. Whenever you're working in construction, landscaping, or event planning, it is always a necessity to find yourself in need of a concrete block. With many a variety of sizes and styles, concrete blocks or hollow blocks provide an economical and fast way to ensure security, control, or storage that you need. Other uses of hollow blocks are in block walls, security barriers, traffic control, and material bins. Truly, humanity's state-of-the-art infrastructure depends on its foundation on the remarkable usage of concrete block, also known as cinder block in North America, breeze block in the United Kingdom, reserve block in Australia, and clinker block and hollow block in the terminology of the Filipino people. And with the rise of development in the world, there is harm done to our environment, and this is pollution. Today's pollution is an alarming problem in the world. What can we see in the television or hear on the radio about our environment is only wishful thinking. Because in real life, around us, there is a lot of rubbish. Water is unhealthy and air is not very clean. People drop litter around and they don't think about the consequences. We should start thinking about saving the environment because we are dependent on it. Plastics is one of the pollutant, but its structures is magnificent. According to Wikipedia, the word plastic derives from the Greek plastikos, meaning capable of being shaped or molded, and in turn plastos, meaning molded. The plasticity or the malleability of the material during manufacture allows it to be cast, pressed, or extruded into a variety of shapes, such as film, fibers, plates, tubes, bottles, boxes, amongst many others. The common noun plastic should not be confused with the technical adjective plastic. The adjective is applicable to any material. Plastics can also be classified by chemical process used in their synthesis, such as condensation, polyaddition, and cross-linking. Plastics can also be classified by their various physical properties, such as the hardness, density, tensile, strength resistance to heat, and glass transition temperature, and by their chemical properties, such as the organic chemistry of the polymer and its resistance and reaction to various chemical products and processes, such as organic solvents, oxidation, and ionizing radiation. In particular, most plastics will melt upon heating to a few hundred degrees Celsius. Other classifications are based on qualities that are relevant for manufacturing or product design. Examples of such qualities and classes are thermoplastics, thermosets, conductive polymer, biodegradable plastics, and engineering plastics, and other plastics with particular structures, such as elastomers. This breakthrough has been found out to be capable to be added to the construction concrete block. With the structure of the plastic, it will add durability to the building blocks. You might ask why I chose this study. As I observe in our environment, plastics are everywhere. So as stated in the significance of the study, I want to reduce the amount of plastics and decided to melt the plastics and add it in the making of the hollow blocks. Study project design. The researchers used the experimental method for the study, and observation will be conducted to gather information regarding the experiment. Then, the researcher will use the observation of the respondents as a way to collect data in the form of an interview in each of the chosen participants. The sampling method that will be used is the random sampling in order to collect for the collected data to be as reliable as possible. And there are 30 randomly selected respondents from Linay, Manukan, Zamboanga del Norte. The collected data in the interview are written in the form of transcriptions in order to understand the data. It has also written the different responses of the participants and merged the answers that are found to be similar. 2 samples will be used in order for the researcher to find out the effectiveness of the product. One will be the replica of the product, and another will be a commercialized hollow block. To test the strength of the 2 blocks, the researcher will drop both in a height of 1 meter. Timeline. So here is the table for the timeline of this study. The first column are the dates. Second column are the tasks. February 22 to March 22 is the making of the Chapter 1 problem and its scope. March 22 to April 22 is the making of the Chapter 2 related studies and literature. April 22 to June 22 will be the making of the Chapter 3 methodology. In June 2022 to July 2022 is the conducting of the experiment. July 2022 to August 2022 is the making of the Chapter 4, presentation, analysis, and the interpretation of data. August 2022 to September 2022 is the making of the Chapter 5, summary, and conclusion and recommendation. September 2022 to October 2022 is the revising and submitting of the final research paper. Expected outcomes or impacts. The expected outcome to this particular research will be that most of the respondent or the chosen participants will conclude that the product is efficient and effective enough based on the experimentation that was displayed to them. Based on the conclusion being given, the researcher will therefore reject the null hypothesis. The primary objective of this study is to evaluate the effectiveness of recycled multiplastic as an aggregate to the concrete block. The experimental method will be used for this particular study. There will be 30 participants that will be chosen for the study. The sampling technique that will be used is the random sampling technique. This technique was chosen due to the fact that the randomization of sample collection has many major advantages, like its simplicity and its prevention for biases. The interview will serve as the instrument for collecting data based on the observation of the respondents on their presented experimentation. This ensures that the data being collected from the answers given by the participants will be authentic, and therefore it can produce reliable results. If the study was to be conducted and the result satisfies the objective of the research, it will provide a lot of value in the field of research, and small-scale adoption will be inevitable. In order to make the production of the product wide-scale, in which public and private companies of the country, especially in the construction sector, will revolve their businesses to such a product, it is essential that more research, preferably with a larger sample size, is to be conducted. It is because more data is needed so that it is statistically proven that the benefits are indeed true and factual. So that will be the end of my research proposal. Thank you for listening.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Every night, I can feel my leg, my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost. The comrades I've lost won't stop hurting. It's like they're all still there. You feel it too, don't you?
Are you sure about that?